that Winnie Wallace says we thought we were going to do the sideways wine tour, but no, we're vertical. We're upright. I'll get it figured out for next time and figure out how to be not sideways. Anyway, so let's begin by coming onto our mat, sitting in a comfortable seat, and just begin with that concept of mothering by bringing your hands to your heart and close your eyes if it feels comfortable. If it doesn't feel comfortable, you can keep them open and find a spot to look at on the floor, maybe the tip of your nose. And just take that sense of mothering to your own self, self-love. And this might seem trite, in light of all this stuff that's going on, but mothering yourself, taking care of yourself by just holding space here in your heart for what's going on. All of us are coming here today from different places. Some of us have all kinds of really negative emotions happening in our heart, confusion, sadness. Some of us have joy and all those kinds of emotions. But just here, coming as you are, just feel yourself tapping into that sense of being your own mother, holding space for what's in your heart, holding space for your own emotions. And let's just take about 5 cycles of breath here with that idea of holding space for you, as if Mother Earth herself were just holding you in her arms in a gesture of support. Support for who you are. Support for what's all in your heart. And then bring your palms together at the heart center so we can hold space for all the emotions that are in our heart. We don't have to be attached to each one, chase after each one, but acknowledgement, just like if you are a mother that has many different children, you realize each one brings different gifts and troubles into the world, but you're there. You're there for them all. All right, we're going to begin with one Om, which recognizes that we are all connected on this path called life. And we could all reach out and walk each other home and help each other on this path and help ourselves. Let's join together in the universal vibrational sound of Om. So we'll take a deep inhale and exhale with Om. Inhaling. Om. Just release your arms down beside you, and we're gonna, you guys are already sitting, but I was standing. I'm gonna come back here into my position, my seated position. Pause for a moment. Give yourself just a forward and backward pelvic tilt.
Okay.
And then we're gonna roll our way all the way down to the floor.
Okay.
So to do that, let's do that same pelvic tilt back and forth a little bit. So tilt the pelvic girdle forward, feeling the little kind of a squeezing in the back body, and then tilt it back, feeling a squeezing in the front body.
How you doing now?
And then we're going to make our way all the way down to the floor. So just roll your way to the floor. Keep your knees bent for a moment. Take your hands to the top of the legs and just gently press the top of your legs away. Take a deep inhale through the nose, exhale out the mouth. And let's do that again, and as if you are a mother to yourself, just say, honey, just let it all go. Just let it all go. Just say that to yourself. Inhale, exhale. All right, draw both knees into the chest and just squeeze up like you're trying to kiss your knees, and release your feet back to the floor and slide your left leg straight out. We're going to warm up with just a little supine flow, kind of a supine sun salutation. But before you begin, take your left hand and just kind of pat the top of your left leg, okay? And then slide your hands to underneath your right knee and draw your right knee up towards your chest. That's going to be number 1.
You can point and flex your right ankle if you want. Number 2, take your left arm out to the left and bring your right knee over to the right. 3, take your left hand to your right knee and bring your right knee over to your left. Your right arm can just extend out. 4, squeeze your right knee into the chest. Extend your legs straight. Let's bend it again. Extend it straight. And as you lower your right leg, extend your arms overhead. Pause. Let's do that again. Now, I did tell you how to breathe in this. I just kind of numbered everything. Sometimes breathing is super important, but let it be your breath rhythm here, and let your breath and the number just kind of work it out together. So I'm inhaling as I draw my knee in on 1. Exhaling as I take my left arm out and draw my knee to the right, but you might be doing it differently. And then take your right knee over to the left, extend your right arm out to the side. Bring your knee back into the chest, squeeze in, straighten your right leg, and then just bend it back in again. Straighten your right leg, lower your right leg as you lower your arms overhead. Let's do that 2 more times. In with the knee, out with the knee and the left arm. Cross your body with the right knee, extend your right arm out. Draw your right knee into the chest, extend it straight, bring it back into the chest, extend it straight, lower your right leg as you lower your arms. And then 1 more time. In with the knee, out with the knee. Cross the body with your knee. Knee back to the chest. Extend the leg. Bend the knee. Extend the leg. Lower your arms and your right leg. Okay, pause there for a moment. Give your hips a little shake like you're a jello mold. Take your hands to both legs. They're at the top and just kind of pat self-nurture. And let's do the other side. Left knee comes into the chest, out to the side. Left knee crosses over to the right. Left arm stays out to the left. Left knee comes into the chest, straighten the left leg. Bend the left knee in, straighten the left leg, lower the left leg and the arms. We'll just keep it going. Knee in, knee out. Cross the body with the knee. Bring the knee back into the chest. Extend the leg straight. Bend the knee back in. Extend the leg straight. Lower the arms and the legs. Do 2 more on your own. You might want to switch it up a little bit. Maybe you don't want to do it the way that I did it. That's kind of part of being a mother. You teach your birds how to fly, your little baby birds, and then you let them do it on their own. Okay, so make this your own little practice. Actually, I got the idea from Baxter Bell and have kind of changed it to work for me, what feels good to me. And that's kind of what it's all about, is providing the foundation and then pat the top of your legs so that you can explore. That's what moms do. Now climb your feet back in towards your hips, and let's stretch out the front of the hips a little bit more because we did a lot of compressing there. So we did a lot of squeezing in the front of our hips. So now kind of feel that sense of opening up. Slide your hands to your low back and massage that adrenal area. The adrenal area, as you know, is associated with sending out that cocktail of fight or flight chemicals throughout your body. So just kind of massaging your low back there to feel as if you're sort of saying, it's okay, you calm down. All right, and then we're going to stay here for a little bit longer. You can bring your hands now down beside you. And we're going to do what we did on Wednesday, is just kind of lower and lift our hips several times. So you can lower your hips all the way to the floor if you want, or just maybe an inch. But when you lift your hips back up towards the sky, feel as if you're squeezing your gluteals
You feel like you're squeezing your hamstrings into your gluteals, and you can feel like you're pulling your heels towards your shoulders. They're not really going to move, but kind of get that sense of that. Okay, so let's do this just for about 30 seconds. So inhale, relax a bit. Exhale, feel that lifting and squeeze. Inhale, relax a bit. Exhale, squeeze. This is going to be about 5 cycles of breath. That's about 30 seconds. So just keep it going like that. Staying slow with the action, not feeling like you have to get to the end of the race. Just enjoy the process of strengthening your back body. The last time when that's about 30 seconds, let's go ahead and stay up. And as you stay up, take your hands underneath you, interweave your knuckles, your hands, so you're going to clasping your hands together, and just lift. Just feel that sense of lifting. Lift your toes as well. And then notice the outer shoulders pressing more into the floor so you can lift your heart up a bit more. Feel this action. All right, relax all the way down. Walk your feet out to the side. Windshield wiper your knees. And then we're going to pull all the way up and come into Mother Earth pose. So Mother Earth pose, just bring your left foot in front of you. If you want, you could put a pad underneath your right knee, or you can roll the right side of your mat over. We're going to push our hips forward just a little bit so you get that stretch in the front of your right thigh again. And then back up so that your left knee is right over your left ankle. Bring your arms up and overhead. Extend your gaze up, and let's go ahead and give ourselves a little lotus mudra. The lotus mudra is when your pinky and your thumb come together and the rest of the fingers kind of blossom out like a lotus. And this concept is, let us live joyfully amidst the sorrows of the world. Maybe rise above the muck and blossom. Bring your hands back to the heart center. Pause. Let's take a twist by pulling our left elbow back, and you can take your arms straight out if you want. Come back up to center with your right arm and take your right arm over to the left. Okay, inhale back up, hands back to the heart. Pull the bowstring with the left hand, extend out. Come back up with the right arm and over. One more time, up, twist, back to center, over. All right, let's just come on back to the floor. Extend your left leg. So Anjaneya Asana, Mother Earth pose, is about the mother of Humanaman. Humanaman is, that's the pose itself. Humanamanasana is the splits. So we're going to just kind of give ourselves a little baby splits right here and feel that stretch in our hamstring. You might even massage your hamstring a little bit, like I'm doing, just to kind of feel that you're nurturing that hamstring to go ahead and open up a little bit more. And then when you're ready, we're just going to slide to the next side, to the other side. Right foot comes forward. Press your hips forward for a moment to get that nice stretch in the front of the left leg. Back off a little bit. Bring the hands up. Lotus Mudra. Open it up. Hand back to the heart. Pull the bowstring now with the right elbow. Come back up and over with the left arm. Back up and twist. And you got it. Go ahead and play with this a little bit. You've done on one side. Now go ahead and see how it feels to maybe play with it a little bit. What we're really doing is just kind of warming up the spine for our activity. When you're ready, we're going to bring our hands to the floor and give our hamstrings a little stretch. You can massage the back of your hamstrings if you want, or into that area where your gluteals met your hamstrings up there at the top, or maybe behind the knee. And then bring your right knee to your left knee, and we're going to go back to the left. Start out in Anjaneya Asana. Tuck your right toes. Either lift directly up from there, or if you've got a wall handy like I do, you can put your hand on the wall and help yourself up, or use your hands.
Okay, let's do the same thing that we did on the floor. Just kind of, for Mother Earth pose, just kind of press forward for a moment and then back your knee off. Drop your right knee towards the floor and then re-straighten. Let's do that about, let's do 3 more times. I couldn't decide how many. Just to kind of get that sense of a dynamic movement before you hold a pose as your muscles like that. It's kind of like you're saying, okay, this is kind of where we're going to go. Let's get ready. And then go ahead and stay in your legs for crescent shape. Take your arms up, Lotus Mudra. Now, anchor your right heel to the floor. So when you anchored your right heel to the floor, your hips move to the right, correct? Let them do that. But look at your feet. You want to make sure that there's space between your heels. So if you would imagine that you had a strap down the middle of your mat, your left foot's on the left side of the strap, your right foot's on the right. Your right toes are turned in towards the front right corner of your mat. Now, what do? Our hips are kind of to the right a little bit, but when you see pictures of people doing Warrior One, their chest is facing forward. So we do that by only taking our chest forward. Let your right hip remain where it is. It's going to be behind the left hip. It just has to be because of the shape of the hip socket. Take your chest forward any amount. If you want to keep it at about Warrior 1.25, that means you're kind of facing the right with your chest. It's totally fine. You want to protect your low back. So take it on up into that mudra. Lengthen up and maybe feel like you're taking your heart up a little bit more. Watch the back of your neck. You want to keep your chin slightly tucked in so you don't compromise the back of the neck. Feel the navel moving towards the low back so that you can keep distance between your ribs and your pelvic girdle. Okay? Warrior One. If you hate Warrior One, try widening your stance even more. Okay? So your feet move wider apart on your mat. From here, we're going to go ahead and lift our right heel again. And I can't do Warrior One without doing Warrior Three. Shrug your shoulders, hug your shoulder blades together, pop your back foot in a little bit closer, and then we're going to just lift our right leg any amount. So Warrior One is a little bit like the mother of Warrior Three, just like Mother Earth pose is the mother, the birthing of Humanuman. So feel yourself with some of the same attributes of Warrior One here. You feel the chest lifted. Some of you might even take the arms out and do the Lotus Mudra, whatever feels good to you. All right? And then when you're ready, tap your toes down, and we're going to lower all the way to the floor with our knee. And again, stretch out the left leg. And then we'll go for the other side. Okay? Bring the right knee forward. Find your pose. You can take it up into the Lotus Mudra if you want. When you're ready, keeping the toes tucked, lift up into crescent. So even before you begin making your transition into Warrior One, double check your feet in crescent and make sure that your feet are hip distance apart. Okay? So you might need to kind of shift your right foot over a little bit. Keep the up line moving up. By that I mean keep that lifting from your low belly up into your Lotus Mudra. Now lower the left heel. Your hips have moved to face the left a little bit more. Totally fine. Rotate your chest more forward. Okay? So it's a fallacy. It was a bad cue we used to give in the olden days of yoga to square your hips to the front of the mat, because they cannot square to the front of the mat unless you did hip surgery and just kind of wallowed out your hip socket. But if you don't want to do that, your hips are going to be a little bit to the left. Make it up with your rib cage. Make sure that doesn't bother your low back though. You might be in Warrior 1.5. Let's stay in this pose just for a few cycles of breath. Okay, so as you inhale, feel the lines of energy moving from your low belly into your back heel, up into the mudra. As you exhale, tap back into your low belly. Okay, so try that a few more times. Feeling that duality, rooting to rise, rooting in the core to lengthen away from the core. And then when you're ready, shrug your shoulders, bring your palms together,
and launch your way into warrior 3. So thinking of warrior 3 as the child of warrior 1, feel the attributes of openness in the heart. You can release your hands from behind your back and bring them out in front of you, extending still that concept of rooting in the belly to lengthen out, sort of like a beam lengthening out from your low belly. And then when you're ready, we'll come home by tapping the toes to the floor. Okay, you might take a moment in crescent shape and then lower all the way to the floor with the left knee and stretch the right leg. All right, when you're ready, we're going to go ahead and take our right knee back to our left. Those of you who love down-facing dog, let's take down-facing dog. Those of you who would rather do half dog, sometimes people call it puppy, bring your hands out in front of you. The cues I'm giving work for both down dog and half dog. What you want to do is feel that you're pressing your hands away from you. And again, it's that rooting. Root your hands into the earth to let your tail rise towards the sky. Okay, the problem with this pose, either puppy or down dog, is we tend to sag in the armpits and in the low ribs. We tend to kind of let our low ribs pop forward and our low back squish. So feel that lengthening again happening from the pelvic girdle and the ribs, as if your waist is getting longer. I just wish I had a longer waist. I should have probably been doing this when I was younger. But feel that lengthening from between your chest and your pelvic girdle in this shape. Okay? I'm standing up. I'm not doing down dog, but I'm still getting that sense of pushing my hands into the floor away so that my tailbone moves in the opposite direction. My spine remains long. And then from here, let's go ahead and take our hands back to our feet. Give yourself a little shake, and then keep the knees bent quite a bit. Let your hips land closer towards the floor. Wrap your arms around your legs and lift your hips any amount. Okay, so watch that lift. Watch that you're not forcing too big of a stretch in the back of your knees. You want to feel a stretch more in the belly of the muscle if you can, the hamstring in the middle, not a pulling at the back of the knees or a pulling at the top. So just be there for a moment. Now go ahead and relax your arms off from behind your legs. Keep your knees bent, but just kind of give yourself a little shake. Now slide your hands up to your knees. Keeping your knees bent, reach that same length that you felt when you were in down dog. So you're going to feel like your tailbone is moving in the opposite direction as your crown. Okay, just pause there. Some of you may want to begin to straighten your knees a tiny bit. But if you find in so doing that you lose that extension of the spine, that you lose the natural curves in the spine, what usually happens is because our hamstrings are attached up here at the bottom of our pelvic girdle, they pull us into this rounded back, this backward pelvic tilt. So keeping the knees bent will help you, but some of you can get a little bit more. Some of you will want to take one arm straight out in front of you. This is increasing the load on the low back a lot, so be careful. But if it feels okay, you can take one arm forward. Some people might want to take both arms forward. But keep in mind, this is a lot of strain for the low back. All right, from here, we're going to bend our knees more, keep the spine exactly like it was, and come into powerful squat. In powerful squat, you can take the arms out to the side to give you more balance, or up, whatever feels good to you. We're going to shift side to side a couple times from right to left. And then we're going to go ahead and balance on our right foot and bring our left ankle, onto our right knee and melt in here. Okay, just be here for a moment. Maybe you can feel like you can kind of lift your left knee off your right leg. So by that I mean don't feel like you're just really pushing your left ankle into your right thigh. Feel that there's a little bit of lightness there. Okay, keep your left foot in dorsiflexion. If there's any pain in the left knee, especially keep it in dorsiflexion. And then begin to take your hands closer towards the floor.
Some of you will stay up higher. Some of you will take your hands all the way to the floor, or if again you have a block, you can put your hands on the block. Okay? We're going to breathe here. Remember, you can get out of any of this stuff as soon as you want to, but see if you can take 3 cycles of breath here. Feel like you're breathing right into that hip socket. Okay? And then let's go ahead and lift up. So we're going to take our left hand underneath the left ankle and bring it on up towards our chest. Lengthen. If you've been in my class before, you know I like to do this on the floor first. Well, I forgot today, and all that confusion of the being sideways and everything. So just imagine you're lying on the floor, and you want your spine to be in its natural curves. You want to get your head on the floor, your shoulders on the floor, and your right leg on the floor. Now, it may not go there. That's fine. You may be more rounded like this. But just that's kind of the idea of lengthening, as if your back is against a wall or it's on the floor. When you're ready, release your left foot. Extend your left leg out any amount. And come back to the floor. Now give both, your right leg's been doing a lot of work, so give both your hips a little bit. You might want to do that squatting and lifting again. And then we'll go to the other side, okay? So when you're ready, take up the other side. I forgot what side I did first time. So maybe...
Go to the right leg.
Okay, thank you. My assistant back
Right
there.
leg on the knee.
Okay, so right leg is on the knee. Okay, right leg is on the knee. Let's go. And sink it down. Now, again, there's some controversy about whether your right ankle should be in dorsiflexion or not, but I think why not? It's probably a little bit safer for you. So pull the toes back towards the knee. Don't press so hard with your ankle into the leg that you feel that you're pressing too hard into the leg. Kind of feel a little bit of a lift there. Then, as you want to, begin to take your hands to the floor, or maybe not, whatever feels good to you. So we're getting the benefit of thread the needle pose, but also the challenge of balancing, okay? So it's more bang for your buck here. So getting that stretch in the hip, but at the same time working on your balance. When you feel ready to come up, you can just take your hand underneath your knee, lengthen up, get that sense of being against the wall, your head, your shoulders. But again, be like a kind mother. Maybe we should say a kind grandmother to yourself. Just allow yourself to wobble and play, make mistakes. So we're trying to practice in a way that invokes the concepts of mothering, of being nurturing. Okay? And then once you're up and you've been there for a while, undo, extend the legs straight out, and lengthen. Okay, this is one of my hardest poses. Always has been. So the point is not to get the leg up higher, I'm so happy to know, but is to keep those curves, natural curves in your spine, a lot like you're doing down dog again. So lengthening and up through the crown and dropping the tail down, feeling the natural curves. Lift the leg up as high as you can and still maintain those. But if you lift too high and you come into that rounded position, that's not what you want. And then when you're ready, lower the right leg, give your hips a shake, and then we're going to come to the middle of the mat and face each other, okay? So from this shape, we're going to start our lunar flow, because that's, lunar is female energy. Take your hands up and overhead, side bend, standing side bend to each side. From here, we step or jump out into goddess. Be in goddess for a moment. Feel that action. From goddess, we're going to take triangle facing the left foot. That means you're going to turn your right toes in slightly, your left toe all the way out. Inhale, lengthen, and exhale, make your way into triangle. Now in triangle, let's try to stay here 5 cycles of breath again. Feel that you're moving from your core out on the inhale, and from your
and on your exhale, feel like you're coming back into your core. I think this is an especially beautiful pose to do that in, where you really can feel that sense of lines of energy moving from your low belly, moving out into your legs, out into your crown, out into your arms. After your 5 cycles of breath, let's take that top arm, the right arm, shrug your shoulder towards your ear, and then pull that shoulder blade in. Look over your right shoulder. Maybe you can think you're a baby bird saying, "Hi, Mom, look at me, I just flew out of the nest." But come back to center. Drop your left ear to your left shoulder. Take your left hand and massage that outer right neck and maybe into the front right shoulder a little bit. Okay, so this is just an opportunity to do that self-nurturing. Okay, from here, yogis, keep the right arm behind your back if you can. Tap the right foot in a little bit closer. Lift the right leg. Roll the chest towards the sky. And then when you're ready, we're going to hop our way all the way back to triangle and release the right arm. Okay? Roll out your shoulders. Let's do that again. Triangle. Drop the left ear to the left shoulder. Wrap the right arm behind your back. Give your right neck a massage. Bend your knees. Come back up into half moon. Keep the left knee slightly bent. Release the right arm behind your back. Come back into triangle. And then all the way back up. Shrug your shoulders. Come back into goddess. And then out into star. We'll do it on this side. So hinge. Right arm reaches out. You can land your right knee. Right hand straight down from your right shoulder. Take your left arm up. Drop. Well, let's stay here 5 cycles of breath. Sorry. Feel that line of energy moving out from your core on your inhale, coming back to your core on your exhale. Sending lines of energy down into Mother Earth and up into the sky. So feel that sense of getting bigger, broader, longer. And then when you're ready, take the left arm behind your back. Drop your right ear to your right shoulder. Take your right hand and give your left side neck a little massage. Just feel as if you're nurturing that. The throat is associated with the 5th chakra, which is our authentic voice. And it's also kind of a counterpart to my dog. She's fine. It's a counterpart of the 2nd chakra, which this is kind of our birthplace. So it's very motherly oriented, that 2nd chakra. And here's an expression. It's like the birthing of your dharma is down here. The expression is up here in the neck. When you're ready, keep the left arm behind your back. Bring your head back up. Bend the right knee. And let's float it on up into half moon pose. Okay? From half moon pose, let's go back into triangle, elevating the left arm up. Oops. And let's do it again. Triangle.
Hey,
Sorry.
do a movie.
Sorry.
In class.
Triangle.
Okay.
The postman always invades our territory, and our borders have to take care of us. Triangle. Wrap the arm, the top arm behind your back. Drop the right shoulder to the right ear to your right shoulder. Take your right hand, massage that left side neck. Maybe you'll find a little kind of bulging place where there's tension. Just really focus on that. And then when you're ready, we take this into half moon. Shift the weight to the right foot. Lift up the left foot. And just be there for a moment. Breathe however long you want. And then when you're ready to come out of the shape, release the left arm from behind your back and land in triangle. Okay? Awesome. Let's come back into goddess. Okay, stretch through the legs. Heel toe your feet a little bit wider apart. We're going to take warrior 2 to side angle. So spin the left foot to the left. Right toes are slightly turned in. Right foot is slightly turned in.
Land in warrior two. Looking over the left shoulder. From your low belly, send lines of energy out. So down your back leg, out through your front knee, up through the crown, out through your arms. Feel like everything's coming, the energy is coming from your low belly, that second chakra, the birthplace. And then when you're ready, let's just take a flow into side angle, however you want to go. So you can take the left arm up and sweep it in a big circle, like you've got paint brushes on your hands and you're just kind of sweeping, or you can land and be in your side angle. Make this work for you, okay? So just play with it a little bit. Be a little bit like you're nurturing your own self, you know, hey, go ahead and try this, try something new. Again, that mother energy is to try to, you know, coax a little bit of challenge into our children's lives. And then when you're ready, we'll come all the way back up and switch sides. Now we point our right foot toes all the way to the right, turn in your left toes slightly, melt your hips. Powerful warrior. Warrior two, proud warrior. Take your right arm up and then go ahead and invite yourself to play a little bit. Maybe sweeping your arms like I'm doing, just kind of like I'm painting the ceiling, painting big rainbows on the ceiling and then across the floor. Or staying more static. Let this be an expression of you. So the idea of the chakras again is in the second chakra, our uniqueness is born. In the fifth chakra, this area of self-expression and authentic voice, that's where it's expressed. So it's again part of that whole nurturing process of nurturing it to allow it to happen. When you're ready, exhale your way back up, pause. So we're going to go into Prasarita Padottanasana now, and let's go into it like we went into that other forward fold, the standing forward fold. I'm going to come sideways to you. The toes or the feet are slightly turned in because the legs are in slight internal rotation, okay? So hands to the hips. Right now, before you go down, feel that sense of lengthening from your core down into your legs, up into your crown. Now, let's start by bending the knees a little bit and tip the pelvic girdle forward. Okay, so the idea is to find that sense of being back in down dog. You know, when we had our arms out in front, we don't want to sag our ribs down, our belly down. But on the other hand, we don't want to be in this rounded position. So find that beautiful extension of your spine, okay? And let's stay here for a couple cycles of breath. Okay, so inhale and exhale. Some of you will stay here. This is a beautiful place to stay. In fact, some of you, if you have a couch handy, you could put your hands on the couch or the wall and just be here. Okay, so feel that action. Notice that you're starting to get a stretch in the back of your legs. See if you can shift the weight forward a little bit so your hips are in alignment with your feet. Now, some of you are going to begin to slide the hands down a little bit more. Okay, pause. At each step, pause. Check in on your spine. Check in on your lines of energy. Inhaling down through the legs, out through the crown. Exhale, come back to center. Maybe take your hands down another inch. Okay, so each couple cycles of breath, check everything out, and then begin to go down maybe another inch by inch by inch. You're inchworming your way down. Some of you, I know some people, this pose causes dizziness, so you will be staying right here, but you can still make it active by lengthening as you inhale and coming back to the core as you exhale. Those of you who have your hands on the floor, okay, you may, or on blocks, you may begin to straighten the legs a little bit more, but be careful that you don't lock your knees. You do want to feel a lift on the front of your legs. Notice that lifting, I like to lift my toes too, that squeezing or lifting on the front of your legs allows the back of your legs to stretch out a little bit more, okay? So that's basically what we're doing. We're stretching the back of the legs, okay? And our upper back too. Engaging the front body, though, will help you stretch the back body. It's called reciprocal inhibition, and that's how our body works. Now, when you're in a place that you feel like, I think this is a good stretch for my back and my legs, stay there for a moment. Take a couple of cycles of breath. And then you might begin to play with this a little bit, inviting a little bit of exploratory action, a little bit of curiosity. Maybe taking both hands around the outside of your left ankle or the outside of your right ankle, okay? Some of you may want to add Shirshasana 2, headstand 2, making a tripod with your head and your hands. Your head's on the floor and your hands are on the floor. And bring your knees to your outer arm and elevate up, okay? So play here for, let's just take about 15 more seconds, either in one of those positions or being more static. Of course, some of us might want to take a twist, twisting to one side, and then coming around and twisting to the other side, okay? So just take a couple more breath cycles. And then from here, we're going to come up very, very, very slowly, okay? So walk your hands up your legs, just like you went down. Come on up, nice and slow. Pause. Spin your feet out, okay? So now we're kind of in a wide goddess pose. And then let your body shift side to side so you feel stretch on the insides of the legs there. Come back to center and heel toe your feet back together. Shake out your hips. Okay. My peak pose today was going to be the splits. And as you probably noticed from my execution of most of the postures here, I wanted to do the splits by the time I'm 80, and now that's like about 10 years away. So it's like, well, I don't think I'm going to make it. But it's good to practice being okay with all the kramas, all the steps. So let's press our right foot back, and we're starting to get this stretch in the front of our right leg. It's a little bit like we were going into Warrior 3, only we're going to be a little bit more upright with our shape. Okay, press the back leg back. What we're doing is we're warming up or stretching out, preparing the front of our right leg to be stretched, okay? And also we're practicing not compressing the low back. So pull the navel in, okay? And then let's take that same right leg and bring it back into our chest. And like we did earlier in the practice, extend your right leg out. I've got a couch here, which is very handy, but extend it out. So in Manasana, monkey pose, you're needing both flexibility in the back of the leg and the front of the leg. So that's why we did that, and then we follow with that, okay? Relax, shake out your hips. Let's do the other side. Balance on the right foot, take the left foot back. Feel the stretch in the front of the left leg. Keep the heart lifted. And there's nothing wrong with kind of swinging back and forth before you stay in a shape either. So you might want to swing back and forth and then stay back, lift the heart, but keep the navel in so the back body stays long. Some of you may want to feel like you're going all the way back into Natarajasana, but watch your low back. Then bring the left knee forward and extend the left leg straight out. Okay? Pause. All right, bring it back in. You might want to swing it back and forth. Shake your hips out. We're going to go down to the floor now. So if you still wanted to do more work while you're up, go ahead and stay up. You might want to do more of some balance work with Natarajasana. But when you're ready, we're going to come on down to the floor and kind of go into some of those shapes we were in before. So we're going to start out in Mother Earth pose right here. This might be a good time to grab some props if you don't have them. And we're going to take that left knee back a little bit more. And let's go forward and back a few times. Okay, so this is not anything other than just trying to assess where are my, not weak points, but where am I feeling this, so that you can watch those areas. Like when I press forward, I feel a pretty big stretch right here, okay? And then you might creep that right leg forward a little bit more, just play with it, inch into it slowly. And then we're gonna end up by pulling our right hip back and endeavoring to tip our pelvic girdle over our right leg. Okay, so that's gonna be for me. That's where I'm gonna stop, and I'm gonna do that on both legs. Some of you who have more time and more flexibility than I do, you may take a block and put underneath your hip your right hip, and continue to go back and forth. I have to put it up really high for me. And just play with that. Okay, that's it for me. Okay, like I said. But you, some of you are more flexible. Please, please, please be careful of this pose. Be careful that you're not exploiting the tendons in the back of the top of your hamstrings, the back of the knee, all those places. Also watch your low back. So now we go to the other side. Same thing, we'll just start slow. The left foot comes in front. You work your way back and forth. Please notice all those signals, those little nerves are sending messages between your brain and your muscles like, oh my God, this person is going too far. Send out pain signals or send out whatever. Watch, listen to your body like you should listen to your mother, okay? So rocking back and forth, and then if you feel like, okay, I want to stay here a little bit longer, then again, you can put that block underneath your hip, or if you had a bolster, I would do that, and just be here for a moment, okay? You can see I'm not going to make the splits by the time I'm 80, but that's okay. And then when you're ready, you're going to come out, and let's just kind of bring our hips over to one side, and then over to the other side, and then stay over on the left side with your hips, okay? And just be here for a moment. We're going to take Christina's world. So I know I'm not mirroring you, but I'm on my left hip, and you can be on your left hip too. Walk your hands around to the left, look over your left shoulder, come back around, reach for your right back knee, and take Lord of the Fishes pose. Okay, lengthen the spine, shoulder blades together, breathe and listen. Listen to your intuition, which is like your mother. Listen to your self-compassion. When you're ready, we'll come around and just do the same thing on the other side, bringing our hips, our right hip to the floor, walking our hands to the right. Come back around. When you're ready, bring the left foot in and perhaps cross it all the way over or leave it right where it is. Lord of the Fishes pose. Again, listen to your body. Think of your body's signals as being sort of like your nurturing mother. They're trying to keep you safe. Your body and your mind and your brain is your body, but it's always working to try to keep you safe. When you're ready, bring your knees out in front of you again, and we're going to head onto the floor. So rock your knees side to side and roll your way all the way down to the floor. I'm not going to go to the floor so you can hear me better, but your back is on the floor, your knees are bent, and go ahead and TP your knees. That means bring your knees together, let your feet remain apart, and just be there for a moment. You might even put your hands back on your low belly again if you want. And then when you're ready, separate your knees and just draw your right knee into your chest. Let your right leg slide out. Bring your left knee back up like you did at the beginning and just take it out to the side and then across your body. But this time, let's just stay. So your left knee is over on the right side of your body. Your left arm can stretch out or whatever feels good. Okay. And then bring your left knee back in. And switch legs. Bring your right knee up. Take it out to the right. Take it over to the left. And just be in this twist. And then make your way into a comfortable position for you, whatever that is for you. It might be that you want to stay on your side, so just roll over on your side and just kind of be in a little, fetus position, a little curl position. Or maybe you want to be on your back, or whatever feels comfortable for you. And then we're going to take 5 cycles of breath together like this. Inhale, 10, exhale, 9.
Inhale 8, exhale 7, inhale 6, exhale 5. Just work your way down to 1, knowing we're all doing this together. And then go ahead and close your eyes. And just generate, if you don't want to close your eyes, just find something to look at on the ceiling. Be quiet. And just think of those attributes of the archetypal mother again. I mean, if you were lucky to have a nurturing mother, bring her to mind, of course. Or maybe there's someone in your life that serves as a mother. They don't have to be a female, but just conjuring up that idea of motherhood. Selfless love, transcendence of ego, forgiveness, delight in your well-being, a sense of creation. It's related to both Brahman and Vishnu in the Hindu trilogy, in that Brahman plants a seed and Vishnu nurtures a seed. Feel as if you're flowing with an idea of nurturing and love. And then we're just going to take a moment for the loving kindness metta. And you can imagine one of your own loved ones in your life, in your mind's eye. And sit with the experience of your loved one fully, radiating love and gratitude to them. And say to them, may you be healthy, may you be happy, may you feel whole and be free from suffering and all the causes of suffering. And then you can turn that back onto yourself if you like. May you be healthy, happy, and whole, free from suffering. And maybe you have an extra intention that you'd like to give yourself. Give yourself that blessing. Pause, immerse yourself in that feeling. And know that you have those qualities within you. And I want to read a quote from Mother Theresa to complete our practice. She says, do not wait for leaders. Do it now, person to person. And the idea is we can share this ourselves. We don't have to wait for someone else. We can do it now. So when you're ready, make your way back up to a comfortable seated position, and we'll pause here for a moment, settling in. And then bring your palms back together at the heart center in a gesture of gratitude to yourself and all those teachers, the teachers who've passed on, the teachers are sitting next to you, the teacher within, the teacher that is the spirit that connects us all. And then bring your fingertips to the forehead to indicate the desire for a clear and calm mind, to the lips to indicate the desire for honest and compassionate communication, back to the heart center to indicate the desire for loving intention. May our practice help us become more grounded so we can be more open and free. May it help us become kinder so we can teach peace. And may you have a day of infinite blessings and the wisdom to see and receive them. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Namaste. Thank you, you guys. Sorry for all the disruption at the beginning, and I'm going to pull this up again. Shauna Allen wanted me to have a sign, but I think it's going to be backwards for you. She wanted people to be able to see where they can get the information. And if you're seeing it backwards, it says vimeo.com/Debbie Murphy. All these videos are there. And then there's the Shanti Yoga site. You could access them there as well. And then the online, you can go there as well. or you can email me. All right. So anyway, have a great day and hope you have a great Mother's Day weekend. Thanks.